about to dive deep into one of the most special places on Earth. And no, I'm not talking about Disneyland. From Aish, I'm Sarah, and this is You Know It. Today we're talking about Israel. Quick question, have you hit that like and subscribe button yet? If not, let's change that. The story of Israel starts way back, like almost 4,000 years ago, with a guy named Abraham, considered the father of Judaism. God basically told him, yo Abe, pack your bags, we're heading to a cool land flowing with milk and honey. So Abraham and his crew journeyed to this promised land to where Israel is today. Fast forward a few generations, and the descendants of Abraham, known as the Israelites, end up in Egypt as slaves. Enter Moses, who frees the Israelites from Egypt and helps get them back to Israel. Over the centuries, empires rose and fell, Israel got conquered a few times, and the Jews got booted from their land. But the Jewish people never forgot their connection to this special land and dreamt of returning.
I'll be back.
That dream finally came true for many Jews around the world when the State of Israel was formally established in 1948. Let's set the record straight. The Jews are the indigenous people of Israel. There's even archaeological and historical evidence of the continuous Jewish presence at Israel, going back almost 4,000 years. Now, some people like to try to paint Israel as the new kid on the block, but the Jews have been deeply connected to Israel since way before Islam or Christianity. And even when things got tough, the Jews never lost sight of their homeland. They wrote about Israel in their prayers day in and day out, praying for the day they could return home. Throughout history, Jews from all corners of the globe packed their bags, kissed their bubbies goodbye, and made the pilgrimage to Israel, from Europe to Africa to the Far East. From ancient times to modern day miracles, Israel isn't just a place on the map. It's part of the Jewish people's DNA. In the late 1800s, life for Jews around the world wasn't exactly a walk in the park. Facing persecution and limited opportunities, many Jews started dreaming of a fresh start. And guess where that dream led them? Israel, of course, which was called Palestine at the time, part of the Ottoman Empire. Now, these Jews weren't exactly land-grabbing villains as you may have seen them portrayed. They came in peace with not much more than suitcases full of dreams. The Jews bought back their land fair and square. And this land was the lush, green paradise it is today, right? Wrong. Back then, Israel was mainly uninhabited and barren, like something out of Dune.
It's breathtaking.
Not exactly the kind of place you'd want a vacation. But these Jews were determined and started to transform this neglected land until it blossomed into the Israel of today. What do you love most about Israel? Let us know in the comments. Israel is unlike any other place on Earth. And throughout history, one really cool thing stands out about it. Its fertility seems to be intertwined with the presence of Jews. Seriously, think about it. When the Jews lived in Israel during biblical times, it was called the land of milk and honey for a reason. It was so plush and alive. But when the Jews were kicked out for the last 2,000 years, it remained as a barren desert until the Jews returned in modern times and Israel became fertile again. It's like a magical bond. As long as the Jews are there, it flourishes. But when they leave, it doesn't. That defines all logic and explanations, right? I mean, think about it. Has this ever happened anywhere else in the world? Consider when the Europeans took over America from the Native Americans. Did the land suddenly change? Of course not. But in Israel, it's a whole different story. It's like the land's vibrancy depends on the Jews being there. The bottom line, the Jewish people have an incredible history unlike any other people in the world. And it all goes back to one very special place, Israel. I'm Sarah, and from Aish, this has been You Know It, a series where we tackle questions big and small about Judaism, even the ones you're too afraid to ask. Hit that like and subscribe button to follow along, and drop a comment with what topics you want us to cover next. And if you love what we're doing and would like to see more videos like this, consider making a donation through the link in the description. Bye!